Hi, hey, howdy, welcome. Let's talk about how I lost 30 pounds and over 10 inches off my body the first time, and how I plan to do it all again. Disclaimer, in the last 2 years, I've managed to gain all of that back with interest in the last 2 years. 2 weeks ago, I weighed myself and I weighed in at 154.6 pounds. So how did I previously manage to go from 145 pounds down to 115? The first journey started in March of 2020, where shelter in place was officially mandated. The world had more questions than answers, and there I was, stuck inside and afraid to go outside. This ended up being a huge motivator for me because I was bored and hella lonely. We'll start with diet. In March 2020, I finally went vegan. Why? Well, to save the planet and the animals, of course. I also quit coffee and gluten. This actually was recommended by my doctor. Why quit coffee? Well, caffeine was keeping my cortisol levels elevated all the time, and that leads to weight gain and also anxiety, which none of us needed any extra of during that time, and I certainly don't need any extra of any time. The gluten was for stomach issues, and actually was having an allergic reaction where I would get like a rash on my face. At first, some doctors thought it was lupus because it was like kind of like that butterfly rash, but turns out not lupus, thankfully. Just allergic to gluten. So quit that, cleared up my skin. I started tracking what I ate with MyFitnessPal, and at first it wasn't really to cut calories. It was mostly to see where all of my nutrition was coming from, for lack of a better word. And I wouldn't say what I was doing was nutritious. I still ate whatever I wanted and did not adhere to any kind of diet program whatsoever. Definitely recommend tracking your meals because it is amazing how fast calories come up and pretty eye-opening to kind of see what it is you're fueling your body with. You think of this here and that there, it's fine, but then when you see it logged, you're just like, holy crap, that's a lot of donuts. I thought I had one, I guess I had 5.
And I lied. I have had 5 donuts today.
Because I continued to eat whatever I wanted, but in moderation now, because I was seeing how it was adding up. I was really aware of moderation finally. I would joke that my body is a temple of doom. I also still drink a lot of beer too. Check out this photo of my fridge. I'm sure I would have seen some serious gains if I had made nutrition and diet a priority in this initial journey, but it never really started out as a journey to begin with. It was spawned from boredom. All right, so exercise-wise, what was I doing? Well, when I first started, I was just riding my bike on my stationary trainer. If you don't know what a stationary trainer is, here's a quick image. It is pretty boring and not terribly comfortable. I would typically ride the trainer while watching TV. I was watching a ton of TV and I thought, 2 birds, 1 stone. Maybe watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer while riding on the trainer will make it less boring. It did not. It did not. I started to go a little nuts riding my trainer so much every day, sometimes twice a day, because I was bored and alone. So one day I remembered that in 2016, so 4 years prior or so, maybe a little bit more, I bought a fitness DVD, a program called 21 Day Fix by Autumn Calabrese. It was hard work. They were only 30 minutes long, and I thought, 30 minutes, I'm not gonna see any gains from 30 minutes. But there are times when I wanted to quit, but to quote Autumn, if you quit, it will always be hard. I felt stronger after 21 days of doing this 30-minute workout program than I ever did riding my bike for 30 minutes a day for 21 days. I was hooked. The proof's in the pudding, and I drank that autumn calories Kool-Aid. I decided to check out other workout programs. So 21 Day Fix is a part of Beachbody, which I think now is just called Body on Demand, or yeah, Body on Demand. And I tried a couple other trainers, and it just like, I don't know, I feel like being alone in shelter in place that like I hadn't really spent any time with anyone's. Like Autumn was my friend, and the crew, the cast, they were my friends, so I wanted to like see them again, and decided to do more of her programs. So after 21 Day Fix, I did 21 Day Fix Extreme and 21 Day Fix Real Time, and now instead of riding my bike every day, sometimes 2 times a day indoors, I was now only riding 2 or 3 days a week. Sometimes I'm starting to ride outside finally. And these rides, I think just 2 or 3, I was maybe averaging 60 to 100 miles a week, where if you're a cyclist, it's not an impressive amount. If you are not a cyclist, maybe it sounds fancy. Maybe I sound superhuman. Maybe. I was getting so fit so much quicker from my non-bike workouts that I wanted more. After the 21 Day series, I did 80 Day Obsession by Autumn as well. And that is where, like, at the end of it, I was just like transformed, for lack of a better word. So I think I forgot to mention that before I started the initial 21 Day Fix program, I weighed in at 145 pounds, and that was March of 2020. And I didn't have access to a scale, so when my office was finally like letting people in like 1 day a week or something, I had access to a scale, and I was weighed in at, check my notes, 124 pounds. I was pretty freaking stoked. Ended up maintaining that weight through the end of the year. I fell off the workout program wagon after 80 Day Obsession. I think it was mostly because the only other autumn program was Country Heat, and that's just not for me. We're all getting a little bit more comfortable with shelter in place or the pandemic, so I was riding my bike outside a lot more during this time when I fell off the workout wagon, so I was maintaining fitness that way. But then we hit January 2021, and I decided that for my birthday I wanted scary abs. To quote Autumn again, abs are made in the kitchen. So I did start to pay more attention to what I was eating. I was trying to eat a little less garbagey, but I was still drinking a lot of beer. Big fan of Montucky Cold Snacks. Big fan. I think in December of 2020, Autumn had finally released a new program. It is called 9-Week Control Freak. So January hit, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna start this program. 9 weeks, so I was doing some math, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get these abs for my birthday, so I'm gonna start the program on this day in January, and I was super motivated. I was motivated because Autumn had a new program, and it was winter. So again, wasn't really doing too much. I finished 9-Week Control Freak, and I got my birthday present, in my opinion. Here's what I consider my abs. Also got access to a scale again around my birthday, and I weighed in at 115 pounds. Fast forward to today, where I'm carrying around 2 invisible toddlers, aka 40 pounds heavier than I was after finishing 9-Week Control Freak in March of 2021. So we're coming up on 3 years now, and over that time, gained that weight back. 2 weeks ago, weighed myself and weighed in at about 155. So my goal is to lose 40 pounds by this summer. I've never attempted to lose this much weight in this amount of time before. seems crazy, but also very possible. So I'm doing things differently this time, and I'm going to document it all here in real time. So hit subscribe and the notification bell so that you'll be notified when I make the next video, spreading that secret sauce out all for ya. Alright, you beautiful humans, be kind, and over and out.